Alright, shalom, shalom. First, all that give our praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Ha-Ka, Kudash, Ma'amath. Double honors to El Apostles, HMS, and also double honors to the elder analyzed in Capricorn 1. Coming with you with a quick article about two scriptures. I was reading through this article kind of right before I went to sleep, and it says the U.S. could see its supply chain derail. So the U.S. could see that supply chain derail. And it says a national rail strike can ensue if a paid sick leave deal isn't reached. One of the United States' largest rail unions rejected a deal with freight companies. So one of the United States' largest rail unions, railroad tracks and shit, dealing with that, rejected a deal with freight companies. So these railroad companies rejected a deal with companies that got goods and shit. And after a cooling off period that expires on December 9th, the country could see a rail strike that could collapse its supply chain ahead of the holiday season of Khan. So they could see a strike, man. So them people is gonna say fuck that shit. If something's not, if the math not mathing, some of them people they're gonna go on strike. Ultimately, it's gonna cause the workers to stop. They're gonna stop. Well, the ones that do choose. And shit not gonna come. They're not gonna let them pass, or however that may work, and it's done for them, man. And they need that shit to come. America needs that shit to come through. It says the country could see as a rail strike that could collapse its supply chain ahead of the holiday season. So they could see the supply chain collapse, man. 'Cause, they got good. This is the time where they usually go all shopping and shit and get all the little stuff that do that wickedness. Christmas and shit. I'm gonna do a lesson on that as well. And it says the cost to the U.S. economy could be about $2 billion per day of passenger rails like Amtrak could see major disruptions. So you can see major disruptions. The supply chain not having those goods come through, and they need those goods come through so they could people can buy and sell stuff like that. Alright, so with that being said, this is the book of Haggai 1 and 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. And that's what the workers are kind of saying, man. They work so hard, but they're finna go on strike, They said over paid sick leave and some other things too. Ye clothe you, but there is no room. So they're clothed, yeah, they have money coming in, they're working, but it's just not enough. They're realizing that it's not worth their health and it's not worth the risk, and they need that time off. And it says, and he that earned of wages to put into a bag with holes. Ultimately not reaping the benefit of it. They think themselves to be in a good case, but they're not, because at the end of the day they work so hard just to bring in so little. and the little that they do bring in, they give them a raise, so called, to kind of give them a sense of hope. But you know, Esau keep raising prices of everything else, so they keep getting raises. Everything else keep going up. This is the book of Revelation. Not Revelations. Salakia. Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now that thy Creator in the days of thy youth. So remember the Lord. Don't remember these jobs. Go on strike for these jobs. While the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh. So while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, man. When thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, man. So why this place? So remember the Lord while it's pleasurable for these other people. So let's skip down. Verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut up in the streets. So the door's gonna be shut up, man. It's not gonna be no place of commerce, no place of dwelling. It's not gonna be no working going on. And it says, and when the sound of the grinding is low, the sound of the grinding, man, all these people working, all these government officials working, all these what's they call them, civil like the policemen and the firefighters and shit, whatever they're called. They're not gonna have pleasure in this place. So ultimately, man, they not even gonna fucking work. They gonna say they gonna dismiss their duty. Because they're gonna realize it's not worth it, man. It's not worth the pay. It's not worth the stress, and plus everything keeps going up anyway. They're not properly compensating them, so it's gonna be like, hey, they're gonna leave them up high and dry, and that's gonna be another thing, man. Not even them, or they may, who knows. It may still be ones out there that's trying to save this place. It says, when the sound of the grinding is slow, and he shall rise up to the voice of the bird. So they're gonna rise up to the voice of the bird, man, not being able to work. Ultimately they being a time where working just won't cut it. Like you'll work, but then you have situations like this, and who knows, man, could this kick off a shit ton of inflation if they don't properly compensate them. I mean, hey, it could. Another thing too, this could lead to other things as well. It says, then all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So all I'm gonna be brought low. Because they don't realize the average consumer is no longer consuming, and they're not gonna worry about that shit. They're not gonna be worried about these entertainers or these rappers or these singers or these stars. They're not gonna worry about those people. These people are just gonna, they got their own things to worry about. It's gonna kind of be like how it was in the ancient days, or the days before it was stars and shit, famous people and celebrities, and don't nobody give a fuck about that, man. They're trying to survive. They gotta feed their family. Yeah, they'll go so far to do whatever they gotta do. Alright, but that's it for this spiritual hydration. I hope it was edifying, and shalom.